They reset the sled in the four-wheel drive class.
Did you explain the 310 rule? Well, we kind of glossed over. We kind of waited. The two of us can sit here and visit about it because it does. It takes a little explanation. Really, it's not complicated when you have it laid out in front of you. No. Hillside, Ron Newell out of Lipstick, Ohio, the Temporary Insanity Chevrolet. Ron, a past qualifier for the Enderley here this weekend as a competitor. Obviously, didn't quite make it into the regional this year. It come down to him and Tom Worth, and as it turned out, Tom Worth represented Region 2 very well. The young man out of Big Rapids, Michigan.
Jared Peterson drop going to come back last in the class.
Right-hand side of center. Here again, we're talking about where they're positioning the sled, and many of them are starting just right in the center. Now, from your vantage point, as you watch the first part of the classes, they were pretty well centered up on that track. Where they were over on the left-hand side. Yeah. We got our placings for the mini run.
Ron Newell won 293.2.
As soon as Rob makes his run. Oh yeah, he's going to be down in there, that's for sure. Mini Rod. Placings from fourth on. Larry Kester in the number 4 position. Mike Everett agitated again, finishing 5th. He learned every time he went down the track.
Rob Foster went 298.6.
He and his wife, Jennifer, the 2 kids, Michaela and Hannah, the daughters, they worked very hard at campaigning this truck. And this is where hard work has paid off. You know, it pays big dividends, and Tom Worth has earned that as he won the Enderley here tonight. That's right. 1995 Chevy, 642 cubic inches of naturally aspirated Chevrolet power. The After Hours, Tom Worth. I just looked at the weight box as it went past. There's about 5 weights in the box itself. 10,000 pounds is all we're moving there compared to what we were talking about earlier with some of the other classes. But when you're talking about a 6,200-pound naturally aspirated motor, as opposed to what we were talking about, super stuff. That's exactly right. 309 and
296.9.
3078. Randy Nelson, the family affair out of Jacksonville, Illinois, coming up next. He's only running on about 6 cylinders out there. Randy Nelson, the family affair out of Jacksonville, Illinois, the 650 cubic inch janky power. Obviously, the moisture is setting in here tonight. Could be causing some problems.
Randy Nelson went 276.0.
But it looks like he just kind of had a rough go of it right off the line. He came came off a lot slower than I was expecting. I looked for it to come out a lot harder than that, and he didn't. It just didn't come out there. No, you can do that. That's your class. I was just going to talk to him a little bit. We're going to talk. Well, he's got the mic right here. I know what it weighs because I've been told, but I don't know what it's made of.
Mike O'Connor went 274.7.
Yes, but I mean the cast. I said we're going to have to find out. I need to ask. We can ask them because I know they always talk about the Ford Oval weighs 1,000 pounds. Yeah. And it looks good. And I happened to notice that when we were doing the four-wheel drive class with Carol Suki's tried it. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay. North owns a machine shop by trade, totally geared and drivetrain sponsor machine. Pullers get into this sport kind of weird once in a while. His daughter married a puller. Pure and simple. So here he is. I can see it, can't you? Yeah, I can see the driveline kind of looping around in there. Yep. Came out of that transfer case. Yeah. Outside of the transfer case, we got a little problem with it. Look at this. Now you talk about rubbing salt in the wound. You guys ought to be ashamed of yourself down there waving that flag. By the way, we ask about...
Lawrence Lyon went 148.8.
Pittsburgh, Ohio, the Buckeye Shaker. Actually, Jim owns a trucking company down there. Spent several years out of pulling. As I said, this year he's just hitting and missing. That's right. We're going to be going down into his neighborhood coming up here in a couple, 3 weeks down to Peebles, Ohio. To the event down there. Right in Jim's backyard. I didn't know if we're looking four-wheel drive or not, but we'll be down there. Quite an event. The Buckeye Shaker has the green light and the green flag. 6,200 pound four-wheel drive. Well, he might be down the track enough to take the lead. He had to go better than 298 feet 6. I'm not going to call it this way either. How about it, Major and crew? They're saying yes. They're saying yes. See, they're getting warmed up now. Yep. Well, tomorrow's the big one. Mopar Performance sponsoring the machine.
Jim Moots went 301.7.
There's another little storyline here. They were involved in mud and sand drags. Got a little board. I've never seen any of the sand drags. Mud drags I've been acquainted with. I've never seen the sand drag. Well, I understand, especially up in Michigan. They go out on the dune. Yeah, on the race. Enough to get in there, but I'll tell you something we want to look a little bit for here. I'm noticing a little bit of bounce in the four-wheel drives over there. I am too. And one of the things that we've seen this year in that division is some of that. We've seen it quite often. The guy jumped into pulling about 1995.
Todd Gross went 292.6.
Right? And does a good job of wheeling the four-wheel drive. Absolutely. Absolutely right. We'll talk about here in just a few minutes what LD's going through right now. Debbie Sebastian, the night train. Oh yeah! How about it, Major and crew?
Debbie Sebastian had a full pull.
I tell you what, if he's traveling with Mr. Peterson, and I think he is, this young man could be in for a real treat. Yep, that's right. Eye-opening experience. Saw this one run once before. Yeah, he's tough running. Yep. Mark Mankin and the Z-Bag. that's what those driveline loops are for. Yep, that's what holds everything in place. And he had a nice run going. Oh, he did too. It's that drive shaft so it doesn't take off across. How many times years and years back have you and I both seen? Frustration.
Mark Mangan with 183.1.
Oh, you got your glass. Can I borrow your glass? That's right. Calls it frustration, you bet. Yeah, I thought he was going to get a little bit of bounce, but the trucks are starting to settle down pretty good, it looks like. That's right. I can see it as we were from this angle looking at it, you from the other angle. Between about 85 and 130 feet, we're starting. Tom Worth is the entry level. Right,
Dave Clausen with 300.7.
Right now. Look for big things out here. Chris Colbert, Oxford, Ohio, the Menace truck. This is probably the smallest motored four-wheel drive out here, 514 cubic inches. We'll see what he has to do. Put the power to the ground is what it's all about. Now, did you notice something? He did a good job at driving out of that. But when he was down there at about 200 foot, 150 to 175 foot, all four wheels were bouncing. Yep. As that sled got heavier on the back of that rig, the front two wheels bounced, the back two wheels did not. Down. And he stayed, that's a tough decision right there. Aspirated Pontiac power. Here in the combo. Actually, probably Pontiac Oldsmobile or Pontiac
Chris
Chevrolet.
Kolb with 280.7.
They like those heads off the some of the different motors, the different blocks, and moving air. That's what it's all about. That's right. That's right. You got to be able to flow that air through it to be able to develop the power that you need. Robin, electrical engineer by trade. Homa Equipment and Pioneer Plaza and Coors sponsoring the truck. Once again, this poll brought to you in part by the Second National Bank and Beauty First Bank and Trust, both of Ford Recovery. And don't forget all of the businesses. So piston engine's yet to run. Yep. So Scott Smith has the green light and the green flag. That bounce obviously cost him out here tonight. But the track smooths out at about 170 feet. But by that time, it's too late. Yeah, that's heavy. You've lost your momentum. You are not going to bring it back at that point in time. You got to feather it out of the hole. Hopefully, you get out to about 100. That mark of 310 feet to get into the pole. That's what it's going to take. Well, not necessarily. Yeah, but 310 was here to see. Oh, yeah. Yep. Right out there at about 125 foot or so, I heard a little bit of a blurb. That's not good. I'm on a convenience store truck stop.
Charles Suki with 290.2.
And Precision Auto Body sponsor machine. Scott Phillips. Phillips in a Yankee blue.
You can see him kind of wishing he could get through.
Oh, yeah, but he knew he was beyond 100 foot.
That's exactly right. Placings in our unlimited class come out like this. Randy Beach.
It's going to go on.
You're right there. 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, we get underway with the elderly classes. Heavy super stock.
Scott Phillips with
regional cockpit,
298.6.
two-wheel drive, and super modified Ford. All tomorrow afternoon at 1.
Have some awful ugly rides in the front of sleds as far as bounce goes, but it kind of straightened out.
That's right.
Put right in there.
Tomorrow afternoon, we'll also see the elderly classes, the mini rod competition, the four-wheel drive, as well as the modified all Grand National.
Yeah, the barnyard bashing.
Right.
And he called up to my store in Cathopolis and he said, what's the weather up there? Well,
Jeff Schaefer went
it wasn't raining that day, but they had
297.5.
got like 8 inches that night. He didn't know whether to come or not. Todd Jarvis, the young man I was telling you about out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. 640 cubic inches of Chevrolet oils on the Chevy body. Success story right there.
Yeah.
It's this young man's first year of pulling. First year. And he qualified for the Enderling. You know, we got to reminisce, and I did a show out there in the Buck here a few years ago, and I was thinking about it coming down here today. Bill Weinberger and I took off in the car, and we needed to find an opening. Okay, so what did we do? We pulled into an Amish barnyard.
Yeah.
Got in between 2 draft horses. You're deer blind than you do in your living room. Okay, so Randy is teasing us down under the troll.
Todd Jarvis with
Yeah, that's right.
291.7.
So we're below the bridge. So Randy Kleinkamp, the old Yeller Ford, like nothing more to put it out beyond 310 foot. Holman Racing Products, Pizza Hut, and Performance Pros sponsoring Randy this year. I understand he did a Pizza Hut display up at Toma.
Yeah, that's
going to
right.
go a couple days early.
And there's no jealousy between them. That's the neat thing about the whole.
Randy Kleinkamp went 299.5.
So their wives help out a lot right there, making sure that everybody's happy.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of tough to do.
Next Friday night, we'll be up in their neck of the woods.
Right.
Wasion, probably about 3 or 4 miles from home.
Yep.
Nice hometown event.
They invited you for supper, I suppose.
No.
Not yet.
We're going to be busy. Look at the Chevrolet fans. Look at it. Waving the flag. The 4-place Chevrolet. Not good. Not good. Something let go in the drive line, and I don't believe it was in the drive shaft.
I don't think so either.
I think it's a little worse than that.
He was still spinning the front wheels.
Yep.
That would seem to be. We've been awful hard on drive lines tonight.
Yes, we have. Very much.
Awesome.
And I'll tell you what's caused it. The bounce.
I think that's true.
There's no doubt.
Right. You start to work that hard.
The tolerances are that close, and when they get to bouncing like that, the frame gets the... So, Josh Curtis, out of Muncie, Indiana. The Radical Redneck, not a bad run for Corporated.
No,
He's given up about 300 to 400 horsepower.
and able to still run with them. Yeah, very, very strong there.
Actually, I had heard good things. We were at an event up in Michigan, and Ted and Sandy Coverdale were there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
For the 2003 pulling season. So Brad Chapin's waiting on that green flag to fly over the 300-foot track. Bob Min and Scott Doty out there, the flag judges tonight. And that flag, the Hog Modified four-wheeler. To the track efficiently. That's right. That's exactly what we have to do. Take it down the track. Did you explain naturally aspirated by chance? No, I didn't even get it. You know, Randy, did you have a motor go down in the Enderley?
Brad Chapin went 278.7.
Throttle linkage come over. It's really something stupid. I really thought we had two motors go down the way it nosed over so bad, but it's just one motor. We got such a gear in it, it won't pull it. One motor goes down, she just really noses over. Well, and that's what Alan and I were talking about. You guys are set up for that 6-engine gear, and it just doesn't run good on 5. So we kind of thought so. It sounded like it went flat. Randy Petro, Multi-Chaos, Mike Mankey out of Arlington, Wisconsin, the foolish farmer. Not a bad run for Mikey. Now, did you notice he was over on the other side of the track?
That's what I was just going to bring up.
He actually started to pick that right-hand side of that track a little talented.
Full products, tow, gear, drivetrain, CRB machine, and bedding time flow injector, as well as ProFab. You know. So when you're looking for high performance, think about these people. Our contingency sponsors.
Think he quite got there. Looks like the measuring crew, I can't see him. Can you see him? Saying no? Okay,
that's what they were saying. Somebody else we want to say thanks to? The man that we named this whole weekend after, Ken Enderley.
Basically held up pretty good for that many vehicles on it.
That's
Larry
exactly
Peterson
right.
went 298.6.
Thanks to Scott Doty and Bob Mann for being flankman tonight all the way around. Tim Thomas has been in the seat of the Patriot.
What's Hager just kind of watching tonight?
Evidently.
He's getting ready to go up to minor digs.
He's probably already there.
Well, Jim, give it a good shot. That's going to be the mark to beat. You know, he's got the big bullseye on his back right now.
Yeah, he sure does. Placings in number 4th position. 3 Bears, Scott Smith doing the driving. Randy Claycamp finishing in 5th place with a 299.555.
The pull-off Jim Moose went 293.1.
Yeah. Get there.
Did not get the job done.
293 and 1 was.
We do appreciate that, sir.
Cy did a
Debbie
good job.
Sebastian went 290.9.
Full-time job for Cy. That's why he's not coming back tomorrow, and he's going to send Greg back.
Yes, they did.
And what a Well, what a good way to finish.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Save the best to last.
You betcha. You betcha. Thanks to Tim Thomas, our sled operator, Vaughn Bauer tonight on board. Scott Doty, Bob Ben, Larry Rich Ryan, making sure things are more or less trying to happen. Yeah, some semblance of an order. We're not sure what that order is yet, but no, don't ask. No.